Well, good morning, everyone, and I hope you've had a wonderful Easter break weekend. I hope all is well in your world. Spring is here, and Calgary, the sun is shining, and I'm not exactly having my espresso, but this is a decaf coffee. So hopefully you can join me in this. So let us begin now, as we always do, by placing our awareness in the area of the heart. And then we can take those slow, deep, gentle breaths and just experience those breaths flowing in and out of our hearts. This is how we balance our autonomic nervous system, balance ourselves, and give ourselves a solid foundation upon which to kickstart this week. So let us begin by placing our awareness in the area of the heart, taking slow, deep, gentle breaths and experiencing these breaths flowing in and out of our hearts, breathing very gently, very softly, very deeply, and allowing those breaths to just flow into your heart, caress you, almost like a heart hug. And when you exhale, you're flowing it out of your heart, almost like you're giving a heart hug to the world. Let us do that for a few breaths. Continue to breathe and imagine these breaths flowing into your heart and see if you can breathe deeper and take the breaths right to the perineum. Imagine them flowing into your heart and right down to your root chakra or your perineum. And as you exhale, imagine the flow from your perineum out through your heart. Slow, deep, gentle breaths. And if you're not able to do these breaths in a flowing, gentle way, take it as deep as you can. Just take it easy on your body. Allow your body to just build the capacity to increase how much oxygen you can take in each breath. This is very beneficial to your entire autonomic nervous system, and it allows your lungs to fill to capacity and allows the oxygen to properly be distributed to the rest of your system. So take the breaths as deep as you can, and if you can imagine them flowing into your heart and down to your perineum or your root chakra and out from your root chakra and out through your heart, that is very beneficial. Try that for the next few breaths. Now you can open your eyes if you had your eyes closed. And you can keep breathing in this way, of course, while we're having this conversation. Today's topic, love is the language of healing. Now, I know we've heard this from many different people. Everybody says this, that, talk to your body, fall in love with yourself, love yourself, look in the mirror. I mean, I do that all the time. I ask people to do that and actually process that through a healing process. It took on a new meaning for me very recently. I've been working out in the gym, and when I've done a rigorous workout for about 45 minutes, and then it's time to stretch, of course. And when I do stretch, the shoulders are sore, the areas are sore, your lower back is sore. And so as I was stretching and I was holding that stretch, I normally talk to my body and say, okay, now release that. Don't worry, we're going to be fine. And this is and it eventually releases. But something inspired me to just not say anything to the body, but just to send love. So it was exactly the practice that we do. As a matter of fact, the next practice that we do after this particular conversation will be that practice. It is sending just love. And it's just like, just sending the love to the areas of your body that are in chronic pain or in that condition that it needs help. And so all I did was, without having any expectations, I sent it, and the toughness, or the I would say the arm released, like my shoulder released very quickly. And I was thinking, okay, well, wait a minute, hang on. So I was doing one shoulder stretch right at that time, and I thought, oh, well, okay, that's just a coincidence. So when I did the other shoulder, I immediately sent it love, and it started releasing right away. And I said to myself, okay, well, the difference between me talking to my body and saying, okay, now there, everything's going to be fine, everything's good, versus just sending love, it's a huge difference in how I experienced it in that moment. And I thought about it, and I said, well, when I do try and convince my body, there's this push-pull coming back to your body. It's like when you're trying to talk to a child and you're saying, there, I'm sorry, and then you're engaging the child, and the child is there to be in that mode of engagement until the child is ready to release. And when you actually have that conversation with the child, it's almost like you're playing tennis. As soon as you volley the tennis ball across the net, somebody's going to hit it back. And you're playing that game, and eventually both of you realize, okay, this doesn't need to be there. But when you send love, it's almost like you're not volleying back. You're just sending love, and the child feels the love. It's like your body, your cells just feel the love and just releases it. There's no push-pull. There is no, kind of straining or convincing. Convincing is an act of pushing through molasses, if I were to use that term. So there was no convincing. It was just like, okay, sending love. So if that's something that you may want to try, and let me know how that works for you. I know it worked for me, and I was just like, this was something that just a few days ago just kind of dawned on me that I could do that. Now, of course, you don't have to be doing that only for the stretches and working out. You could do that for any issue that you may face in your life, chronic conditions, just sending love. And a lot of times I know what happens when people send love. Like when you're in this pain, your mind is going to, I want this released. And that's the convincing part. That's when you're volleying back and forth playing tennis. But if you just say, it doesn't matter, I will experience this pain, and just send love. It doesn't matter whether it releases or not. That's the unconditional love. It takes a lot of practice to get there. I mean, it only dawned on me 3 days ago, and I've been doing this for a few years now. But so it's a path you may want to consider taking for any issue that you're experiencing. It's just sending love to yourself, because you have an inner child within you, sending love to others. And this is the practice that we're going to do in the next 5 minutes, that will actually come in handy. So as soon as you get to a situation where you're in that state where you've got chronic pain, emotional pain, or you're trying to listen to somebody who's in pain and you want to send love and just listen to that love, this is the practice we're going to do now. So let us practice that now, and then you can tell me via email if that's something that worked for you or not. So let us do that exactly now. So let us begin by placing our awareness in the area of the heart. Let's take slow, deep, gentle breaths and just experience these breaths flowing in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. See if your breaths can be taken right down to your root chakra and then out from your root chakra out to your heart. And as you're experiencing these breaths flowing in and out of your heart, begin to feel appreciation and gratitude. Recall any situation or perhaps fantasize about a particular situation that allows you to really truly experience gratitude and appreciation unconditionally. And then what if there's a particular area in your body that you want to pay attention to, that you want to send this love to, go ahead and do that. Just as you're imagining these breaths, allow it to actually go right to that area and just flood it full of love. If there's somebody in your life that you feel needs some love, whether they receive it or accept your love and receiving it or not is not your concern. Your concern is your heart that wants to send this love out, and that is beneficial to you as well. So send it out to them. Send love out to them. And if they choose to access this love, they will have wonderful love to access, given by your heart, your heart's wisdom. So try this for a little while. Take these breaths very slowly, very gently, very deeply. With these breaths, you're sending a signal to your body that you are nurturing your body. And so your breaths must feel like nurturing, not labored. Nurture your body. Do not stress it with these breaths. And just feel and love yourself and feel gratitude, feel appreciation. And then ask your body to allow you to experience deeper, more elevated version of these emotions. Just be gentle with yourself when you're doing this. Release any tension you have in your face. If you have your eyes closed, you may open them. Bring yourself back to this moment. Continue to breathe in this way if you want, by all means. Breathe in this way for the rest of the day and the rest of the week, because you want to take those deep breaths for yourself. All right. I'm happy to take any comments, reflections, or questions, or your experiences in this. By all means, type them in. In the meantime, I can, as I'm waiting for this, I can let you know that I'm taking clients for one-on-one coaching. If you have a need to be supported in this way, by all means, let me know. I'm happy to share my wisdom with you. All right, time for questions. See one item coming through here. Hello, Dil from UK. Lots of love and hug and gratitude. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. Appreciate that. All right. No one has any major questions. Oh, there's one here. Claire and Carol. Thank you, Shamir. Wonderful. We were actually talking about this morning. Isn't that wonderful? There's so much synchronicity. It's in the field. This particular message is in the field. And of course, the Master of Love, we've celebrated and honored the Master of Love this past weekend during Easter. And so obviously it's in the field. We're all feeling this. So wonderful. I'm glad there were synchronicities in here. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. All right. So there's nothing more coming through. So I want to thank you for joining me each week. I appreciate that. I look forward to continuing this next week. From Dil, got a couple of comments here. Dil, you can also bring the void, emptiness, the blackness from beyond duality of dark and light into the cells through the DNA and inside of mitochondria of each cells. You need not concentrate on body of part of body that hurts. Yeah, for sure. If you're inspired to bring, the void and the emptiness is really that point of no pull or no push. It's that place where pull and push exist together, and it's a quantum concept where you have the extremes of the universe, and if you it's almost like plus infinity and minus infinity. Bringing together, canceling out to that null and void thing, for those of you who are mathematically inclined. In that particular state, you are not pulling or pushing. You are simply in harmony with everything that is. And if that's something that you can actually visualize and it makes sense to you, then certainly bring that into your system. Love is actually very close to that particular state. And so thank you for that. Appreciate that, Dil. Teresa, you're welcome. Love your preciseness. I relate to this. Wonderful. I appreciate that. Thank you for your comments, reflections. Much appreciated. So we will chat with you next week then. Take care for now. Bye-bye.